Hey Soul Family, how's it going? We have a crazy, icy, snowy winter storm hitting Sedona, and it's making me think about how Spirit gives us warnings ahead of time if we pay attention. I was shown yesterday, and I actually shared, if you have a dog in your yard and you need to make sure that the fence, if you have a fenced-in yard and the dog's back there, or a dog kennel or a dog crate, or think about anything to do with doors opening, right? Batten down the hatches. It's basically, you know, people in Florida, I guess, would get it, right? They would understand because this is the kind of weather that they deal with. We don't often have, I mean, we get wind here, but not like what's going on right now. I went out in the back and my patio umbrella's knocked over. It's smashed. It's ripped. I was out there stitching up the thing so I could put the bones back together with it. All the rocks are shot like off the tops of the roof. Anything that was on like that, you know, that kind of like gravel stuff, everywhere. And I just cleaned my yard yesterday. Pots of mine have been knocked over and smashed from the wind. Big things off the wall, art things that were on the wall that weren't secure. I should look right now. Broken down and smashed. So it's not that I wasn't given a warning, right? So it's kind of like the message, if you're being given a warning about something, pay attention to it, right? Pay attention to the things that Spirit's telling you. I'm getting this, something might tempt you, but don't go there. It's not in your highest good. Your higher self already knows that. Don't go there. What else? I guess I'll just start with that, right? So those are the two messages that are coming when I first start this reading. So for items to choose from, butterfly, transformation. It came up in my reading this morning. There's a metamorphosis going on right now. So pay attention to that. So that might be one of the reasons. Maybe I'm telling you something that you already know, and that's fine. It's just emphasis coming on that, right? Okay. So other items to choose from. This manifesting wand, this magician's wand. Spirit's also saying for you right now, grab something in front of you. So I grabbed this. Hold on to it. What does it feel like? Be present in the moment with what comes to mind. Don't think about it. Don't try to go too far ahead. Just what comes to mind. And I got from Spirit, there's twists and turns that are taking place, but they're beautiful. And there's a healing that's taking place because there's copper in the center. It's also a magnet. So there's something that's protected. Even though the swirling is going around outside, you're protected. So within this vortex, you're protected. You're safe. The crystals, to me, this is an intention wand. It's also about scrying, seeing into the future. What is it that you see? And literally, what do you see? I'm a seer. So when I look outside, I'm seeing a squirrel right now. It's a baby squirrel, so a new beginning, because it talks about changes happening, talks about getting prepared. That one's running because we've had a break in the snow and the rain, and so I filled up the dish for my squirrels to eat because it's freezing, right? So they're running down the wire. So somebody has got some information and they're running towards it. They're running to get it because there's a certain time frame that they have to get it before the rain starts, before whatever, right? So those are the things that I'm seeing. Squirrel, totem. So we've got one item. We've got, what was the other item I chose? Butterfly. And then this is a soulmate pendant. So whether it has to do with creativity, this is wire wrapped by my friend, my artist. Maybe you're an artist. Maybe it's about pulling love into your life, healing. Your love is protected. It's safe as long as your focus is there. I take care of myself. I'm self-contained. Song right now, I can buy myself flowers. I can do what I need to do for myself. So maybe I'm not coming to you asking for anything. I'm capable of standing on my own. I'm protected. I'm safe. I'm good. Don't worry about it if that's about someone else. Okay, we're going to start right away. I got a few new decks. I ordered these little tiny decks for when I go hiking and for my bus, and I realized I've got one of these in my bus, a full deck. So this will be my hiking deck. And then I've got the Rebel deck, which is, brace yourself, it's nasty. It's a deck with attitude. It's basically dirty, direct messages. So if you've got a sensitive energy in regards to swearing or smart ass remarks, click off. You know, it's fine. I've got the Hidden Truth Oracle, and I've got the Oracle of Shadows and Light, which is one of my favorite decks. I've got the Magical Mermaids. I've got the Love Oracle cards. I've got so all of these ones, I've got these ones here. I don't need to break these ones out, but I'm going to break out my new ones. So I've already got this. So try something new, try something different, shake things up a little bit, right? I'm using my Shadows of Oracle of Shadows and Light, because I bought, just like the Oracles of Shadows and Light and my Power Animal deck, which means I should probably bring that out. There it is. It's on my desk. I kept losing the Lion card in this animal deck. And so now I've got a new one, and that card is there. I kept losing, it's called Breaking Dawn, and I kept losing it in this deck. So I got this. So we're going to work with this deck and this deck, and we're going to ask for a message from the Hidden Truth, from the Revel deck, and from the Oracle, a Love Oracle, okay? So it's going to be a loaded reading. So for those who chose the, I could have given you my Chevron Amethyst, that's pretty badass too, but we're working with Butterfly. So for those who chose the Butterfly, we're going first to the Animal, the Power Animal deck. This is by Stephen Farmer. I pay very close attention to the animal messengers. They're my best friends, and they're my first go-to. Pay attention. And it's so interesting because they come to me and I get so excited when I see them that, like, sometimes I'm not paying attention. Even though I'm paying attention to the animal, I need to pay attention to what the animal is saying. Prepare for changes, right? Store, like, what do squirrels do? They store food, right? So he's running and he's getting what he can while he has it for lean times, right? So for me, it's been quiet. This is a quiet month for the work that I do. I mean, I think it's a quiet month for everyone because taxes, everyone's getting taxes together. So I was warned by Spirit. They said, watch your spending. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I do great. And I'm like, no. They knew that there was going to be a lean time. So while you've got this, save this money and put it aside so that you're okay. So first message for those who chose the Butterfly Pendant. Sorry, it's right here. Silver is purifying. There's also diamonds on here. So that's diamonds are formed under pressure. Might be a reason. This is about letting go of judgments. This is about forgiveness. It's like drop it. Let it go. Drop it. When a pelican scoops up fish in their emotional waters, so when you go after something that you want, you don't just get that, you get everything. And so you've got to learn to dump what you don't need. So that's a message about getting rid of what you don't need. So I went through all my clothes and I got rid of clothes. I need to get rid of more clothes, obviously, because I could still house an army. I've got sheets, extra sheets and pillowcases, more than I use. So I can donate those, right? So I'm talking about myself. So dump what you don't need. It's time to start dumping what you don't need. But that's also anger. That's also self-recrimination. Let it go. Let go of forgiveness, of whatever you're carrying. Let go of judgments. Judgments of yourself, judgments of others. When you allow for forgiveness, it allows for a healing to take place. It doesn't mean that, I'm okay with what you did, or maybe they're okay, or I'm okay with what I did. I had a temper tantrum the other day and I broke something of my own because I was so tired, and I knew that I was tired. So what should I have done? I should have slowed down. I should have not expected so much of myself, and I certainly should forgive myself. I find it very interesting that there are certain things that are highlighted in regards to this. Now, this is self-worth. So maybe don't expect so much from someone or from yourself. There's an opportunity for forgiveness here. First, the other person's, what you would perceive as their shortcomings, maybe that's how you see it, right? When you look at something that you don't like about somebody else, it's actually reflecting something back about yourself. Maybe you've projected that shadow aspect of yourself onto that energy. So when you say, I forgive you, it's not something that you say without meaning, right? Don't repeat something over and over again and tell yourself that you have forgiven this when you in truth haven't. So I know for myself, this has to do with my father that raised me, my stepfather. He's been coming up a lot. My friend Greg's visiting from Wisconsin, and something's vibrating right now, so that might be just confirmation. That was really bizarre. My phone didn't leave a message, but I just got a vibration right then. So my friend Greg is visiting from Wisconsin, and he looks like my family. He looks like my mother's brother, my Uncle Len, who I was terrified of my whole life. He triggered me a lot. Brought up a lot of things, and a lot of father issues started coming up for me. And I recognized, and I can feel it in my throat, I have not forgiven that. I have not let that go. I'm still carrying hurt for how I was treated and unfairly, right? So when we release that, it's a healing for ourselves. So I no longer wish to carry that anger, resentment, upset. I don't want to talk about it anymore. You'll know when you have a sense of peace that you've let it go. So it's also talking about working with grace, right? Working with an understanding that maybe everybody's doing the best that they can do as they do it, right? It's about cooperating also. Okay. I'm going to go and I'm going to ask for if you've got some, because, you know, everybody's got stuff on their mind. Maybe they've got questions that they're coming to the reading with. So we go to the Lover's Oracle. And for those who chose the Butterfly of Transformation, it's so cold outside. I've got 2 of my cats out that insist on being out there, and they're afraid of Greg. They're afraid of him too. Okay, so not talking. Somebody doesn't want to talk about it. They're like, no, not today. Look at this image. I don't want to hear it. I'm plugging my ears. I'm holding the phone out. So maybe somebody's yelling at somebody. I know I'm getting a crappy phone call. I don't want to hear it. This is not dealing with hurt. Like, I don't want to face this situation. So I'm facing it, right? I'm dealing with it. It doesn't feel good. It talks about avoiding a conversation, avoiding a call, avoiding a person. But this is a boundary issue. And it talks about, I'm still angry. I'm still angry with you, Dad. It's not okay what you did to me. It's not okay, and you never took responsibility for it, and I'm still angry. I was a little girl. I looked up to you. It wasn't okay. So I recognize I'm working through this now, right? Wow. Whew. Triggers, right? And poor Greg, it's not his fault. He's a sweet guy, but fucking triggered me, man. Okay, correct for neutrality on all levels. The Hidden Truth Oracle. Message from the Hidden Truth for those who chose the Butterfly of Transformation. Correct for neutrality. So let go of what you don't need. Get rid of it. That's what the squirrel was saying, right? Make room for the new energy. Don't project that energy. Be aware that you're projecting that energy onto an innocent person. It's not his fault, right? I'm not being mean to him. I'm not, you know, but when I look at him, I can't read his face because his beard is like huge. It's like all the way up around his face, and he wears glasses. And that's why my uncle scared me as a little girl. He was 6'3.5", big, angry, never smiled that I could see. I couldn't see a smile. If he smiled, I never saw it. He wore dark glasses. God, he looked so much like my family. I can't tell you. And I was molested by a man who looked like that. So lots of triggers coming up for me. I even asked, I said, could I help? Could I trim it? Because I've been a hairdresser. And he's like, I'll do it. And I'm just like, it's not the same person. It's not the same person. So let it go. Let it go. Okay. I remember every day of that, every detail of that day, someone is saying. There's roses that are withering here, but I remember every detail of that day. And it's the same. So it may go many different ways. It may go in, like I said, for me right now, what's coming up is family issues. I remember every freaking detail of that day. But do you really? Because our memory is tricky. It tricks us into believing we remember things, and sometimes they're not exactly as we remember them, right? And that's what I found with my own stepfather. He doesn't remember the events the way they were. I do, because it happened to me. But it's like selective memory. But now somebody is actually saying, I'm going over this and over this. Maybe he does. Maybe he just didn't want to admit it to himself, right? Maybe it's about something different. I don't want to make this all about me. That's just an example, because I can't give you as an example. So I'm giving my own. It can also be that there's someone that I care about so much. And I remember every day about that. Every detail about that day. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Don't just use it for dumb shit. You're talented and you're fucking amazing. Excuse my French. I said this deck is, I put on here, this is not for kids, right? So if your kids are in the room, disclaimer. All right, so now we're going to go to those who chose the wand. I absolutely chose this for a bazillion reasons. It's stunning. It's incredible. How did they do that? That's carved wood, and I guess they put it through the end there, right? But how beautiful is that? I got this for almost nothing. I think I paid $7 at the Goodwill for it. It's just stunning. Oh, I love it. Correct for neutrality. Oh, we're using, okay, Oracle of Shadows and Light. For those who chose the wand. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the wand. God. For those who chose the wand. Whoa, not that many. Okay, well, that one right there, that's pretty obvious. So the past returns. It returns for a time. So I was talking about my childhood and about being triggered. And so this is talking about, this woman has taken off her mask. She's remembering things as they were, right? She's taking it off. These people in the background are still wearing their masks. They are not facing things. This person is saying, why does this come back? Why does this come back? Now, what it does is it comes back to show you what still needs to be healed. It comes back to show you what you need to work on. It comes back for you to recognize, I'm not that person. I have become this. I have risen above this. Like my father made fun of the work that I do and disowned me because of his spirit, his religious beliefs, and felt that what I was doing was witchcraft, which is clearly not. I work with angels. But every aspect about my father has been coming up on this trip from Greg, about the way my house looks, about cleanliness, about everything that he didn't like. And I strived to please him all the time. And so I am not that person. I like who I am. I love my house. My house is immaculate. It's full of a lot of things that matter to me. I don't need to make excuses for you. So the past has come back to show me I know who I am. I'm not that. The past doesn't come back to torture you. It doesn't come back to make you feel bad about yourself. It comes back to show you what you still need to work on, what you still need to release, and to show you how well you have done and how far you've come from that place. This is also that someone may be stepping back into your life. Like I haven't seen Greg in about 4 years. So people from the past are returning at this time. So that's the energy around you. Okay, for the Rebel deck, remember, kids in the room, turn it down or get them out of the room, or you leave the room, because this deck is not mincing words. For those who chose the wand, you... Wow, I can't say this out loud. I literally can't say this. It's too sexual. I'm sorry. If it comes out again, I'll say it. But oh my God, it was way too... So basically it was talking about loosening up. If you're tight, if your energy is tense and tight, you're not going to draw positive energy towards you. Of the fear, it will lie to your effing face. So whatever you're afraid of, fear is false evidence appearing real. Okay, so I gave you both those without having to use some of those words. That's way too intense. I don't speak that way, so I'm trying not to swear. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Greg swears like a trucker, and I said, great, you're a bad influence. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Maybe that's the temptation to use that language. Don't do it. Fight it. This is your opportunity to fight it. Karmic relationship. Fleeting triggers. Turmoil. Resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Wow, if that isn't appropriate, and that was what I chose, right? Wow. This song right now is talking about lessons that I've learned. I always think about it. There's a really cute girl, we connected, but she got hot, she was on cocaine, so that never went anywhere. But there's always a cute girl that, we never got anywhere. We were always friends, but I always think about her when I'm in that area, so there's a memory coming back. That's what's coming up at this time. Okay, correct for neutrality on all levels. Did we use all of these? Did we get the hidden truth? I don't remember, I'm sorry. Correct for neutrality. The hidden truth oracle. Oh, this deck feels good. What's the hidden truth here that we need to express, Spirit? Looking at my history, I'm bad in love. I'm bad in love. That's what someone's saying. I suck. I'm not good at this. Well, tell yourself a different story. Right? That's an excuse. That's an excuse for bad behavior. Correct for neutrality on all levels. When people say, oh, that's just how I am. No, that's an issue that needs to be addressed. Okay. You speak to me through music. Each time the feeling, I know that you're afraid I'm going to run away each time the feeling fades, is what's being said right now. And I know who's speaking to me through music. I get it. And maybe someone is speaking, telling you that music speaks to them, and it's how you guys communicate with one another. Spirit uses music a lot for me because I'm very into music. Okay, so for those who chose the Soulmate Pendant, the wire-wrapped cage, maybe you're keeping your heart in a cage. Maybe you're allowing the love you have for someone to just dangle on a thread. Wow, there's all kinds of messages in that. Correct for neutrality. Otter, surrender, let go, allow. Basically, let go of control, right? Allow spirit to handle things. Don't try to tell people what to do. Don't try to make something happen. Don't try to force an issue. Surrender to the divine. This is a message about family, because otters, they're very family oriented. They hold each other's hands when they sleep so they don't drift apart. So it talks about sensuality. It talks about a merging family, a family merging together. It talks about playfulness. They're playful. They love the water, so they're happy in their emotional waters. They're content, so it could be a Piscean energy, Cancer energy, Scorpio energy. So basically, Spirit's laughing at us. So you think you're in control. So think you got control over this situation? Well, that's what everybody thinks, some of the time of their life. But basically, that's not the truth. It's a habit. It's fear that you were born with. It's what you've witnessed of other people trying to control. That's the one thing that was triggered. My father is a control freak, tried to control me my whole life. So I resist control. I don't want people to tell me what to do, how to do it. I will go the opposite way. If you tell me I have to do this, I will not do that. So sometimes in your life, in the past, I'm sorry about this. I am sorry about this. I'm sorry that I have to deal with this and that you need to witness this. But what's coming up are triggers. And this talks about a situation in your life that was scary, dangerous, even life-threatening. Yeah. My father beat me within an inch of my life. I should have been in the hospital and he should have been in jail. And I carry it. And that's a reason why people don't want to give their selves over to others. That's why they protect themselves. I'm never going to allow you to hurt me like that. I trusted you. You meant everything to me. My father was like Jesus. I put him on a pedestal and he hurt me badly. And it messed with my head and my life. So Spirit says you can let go of control. You can basically, look at this otter. You can like slink, they're slinky, right? So slide into the emotional waters and let Spirit take this away from you, because you're safe now. You're not in that position now. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up anything. It just means and it doesn't mean you're defeated. It doesn't mean you've lost. It just means I'm going to surrender any attempts to force any agenda within even my own life. Spirit works with me. I know that. I trust them. So I open up my heart, I open up my hands, and I say, you take this, Spirit. And if you allow that, I allow you to work with your energy through me. I'm not a puppet being manipulated, but I work with Spirit. They're my team. So when I ask for my team to help me, I have to let them help me, right? So maybe you need to allow others to help you. I've asked for help for someone in my life that I loved very much that was going through a lot. And I said, please stop that from happening. Let them come home now. Stop it from happening. And Spirit said, no, they need to bow down. And bow down means ask for help, for God's sake. Don't try to do everything yourself. You're a spirit being, but you're having a human experience. And thus, we have limitations. And so we have to admit that, all right, I got a team that doesn't have any limits. They can do anything. They can make anything happen. I just need to trust them and allow them to bring it to me in a manner that's in my highest good, because maybe I'm not seeing it from a balanced perspective. Great for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the Soulmate Pendant, we will be together again. We will be together again. Now, somebody could only, maybe that's their belief, but somebody can only say that if that's how you feel as well. We all have free will. So if you are holding on to someone in your heart, I have family that hasn't been speaking, right? My son, my daughter, the religion, it's a divisive thing. But there is someone that loves you that is saying, we will be together again. I trust that. I believe that. So if this is something that you were hoping to hear, that you've been holding in your own heart, that's your confirmation. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I have a little cat bed. I've got several outside, but I had a little one when my patio umbrella fell down. Here's a tip. If you do have patio umbrellas in the wind, because I've got things out there that need to be protected, that's why they're up. I took most of them down, but the one's up. Undo it a little bit so it gives it a little room to move, which is kind of like us. Don't be so taut. Don't be so tense. Don't be so, rigid. If there's a little, and I spoke about that today when I did a reading for my friend Greg. I said that there's a difference between the willow tree and an oak tree. It's a mighty oak, but the branches are stiff, and if you force the issue, the branches will break, whereas a willow or a palm tree is able to bend. So I unwound the umbrella so that it has a little bit of room to move, so it doesn't get taken by the wind, or it's not so tense. Make it rain money. Make it rain money. Make it rain money. Okay, make it rain money. I say yes. I like money and money likes me. This world is on a barter system, and the barter is money, and money is energy, and the universe has got plenty of it. So make it rain money for me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Do a rain dance, a money dance. Correct for neutrality. Hidden truth. Hidden truth. So anyway, I've got a little cat bed and a blanket, and when the umbrella flew off of it, the snow was on it and it was frozen solid. So I brought it in the house, and it's in the dryer. And the dryer, so a shelter that I had was compromised and it was frozen solid. And so I brought it in to warm it up. And I've decided I'm going to keep that little blanket in the house. I'm probably going to keep that little house in a different spot, but the blanket is beautiful. And I don't know, so something that was cold and frozen and not being used, I'm bringing it in to use it for myself. Here's another way of saying it. Something that was cold and frozen and not appreciated, I'm going to appreciate it myself. I'm going to love it and enjoy it and appreciate it myself. So this person is saying to you, I want you to know I'm becoming a better person. That same one with the roses. Now, the fact of pink roses, when the Knight of Cups or the lover, the divine masculine comes forward, he doesn't come bringing yellow roses. He doesn't come bringing red roses. He doesn't come bringing white roses. He comes bringing pink roses, because it's a mixture of white, which is purity, and red, which is passion. I'm not just coming because I'm going to get off. I'm not just coming for sex. I'm coming because with sweetness and love and the color of the heart, right? Pink. All right. I guess that's it. Wow, we wrapped it up in 26 minutes. If I can help you with a private reading, my website is www.theangelswhisper.com. My email address is Sherricolumbus@yahoo.com. And I love your comments that you've been commenting on these videos on YouTube. Thank you so much. Click the subscribe button so you get notified of the videos. Sometimes they get buried. And you have to, I guess, unsubscribe and then subscribe again. I don't know. That's how it works. So take care. Hope you have a beautiful day.